Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Happy Eulalia Day to all of you out there on the internet. My name is Jacob Plick, Duvalky Jacob on the internets. And tonight we have episode 12 of Eulalia 5e, a Redwall story. Been away for a little bit. Thanks for your patience. It's been a wild month. It's just been wild. But happy to be back here with all of you and really excited to tell wherever this tell a tale and see wherever the hell this goes tonight. Words are hard. What can you do? It's a matter. It's really weird that I do this for a living. And I use words and stuff. Whatever. Anyway, so couple things. First of all, our Blades in the Dark show, Blood In and Blood Out, premiered last Thursday typically at 9 p.m. bi-weekly. Right here on the Amphitheater. That just went live on our YouTube, and for some reason hasn't done the HD version yet. But you should go check it out. It's a doozy, and it's really dark and super fun. And boy, starts off with a bang. It's going to be a really, really good show. So that's one thing. Secondly, last Wednesday, we super failed really hard at playing Super Mario World. So over on Duval's Gaming Journey, we're going to switch over to some Pokemon Fire Red for the time being. So check that out tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then somehow I will be heading to Hotlanta on Thursday through Sunday because I'm going to MomoCon. I'm doing a bunch of panels and yelling and screaming ridiculous things because for some reason people want me to say things with microphones. So silly. Why did you do this to yourselves? What a bad decision by you. No, it's going to be a good time. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you should come say hello. And who knows? Maybe you'll run into an April ray gun. Things are possible. Who knows? Let's see. I think that's about it for amphitheater-related shenanigans. Bill, anything on your neck of the woods?
I have been deep inside of my laboratory, dreaming up silly things to tell Smitty on Friday morning. Because we were off last week, and now I basically have a treasure trove of potions and tinctures and vials that I am going to essentially make Smitty accept, and then he, as legally obligated, he will have to yes and all of these things. So come and join us on Friday morning as I do some I guess comedy chemistry.
Is that what we're calling it now?
I suppose.
I love that. That's fantastic. So good. So that'll be Friday morning at 7 a.m. Or if you're like me, when you wake up at 11 a.m. and you watch the VOD and then you yell at Bill and Smitty all the time. That's what I do. Anywho. But first things first. We were missing someone last time. So Monsieur Prince, welcome back. Good to have you. And who are you and who are you playing?
I'm Prince. I am playing Core. Both of our pronouns are he, him. Core is a paladin of peace and friendship and family. And he's not about to let people just run up on his house and tear this shit down. But anybody in the house is messing it up. They about to hear it.
I love that. And your twin, April Raygun, what's happening?
Hello, friends. I am April. She, her. I am playing Noreen, Nor, the clerical otter friend and twin of Core. Yeah. She, her as well.
Yeah. See, that was probably the best one you've done. I loved it. It was great. Fantastic. Crystal.
Hi, my name is Crystal Fear. I am playing Saoirse O'Kara, the Sorcerer's Crow, who is currently about to join the Unwanted and maybe tear down the walls of Redwall. We'll see.
One way to find out. Lynn.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn, and I am playing Alice, a Squirrel Ranger. We both use she, her.
Hell yeah. And bringing it back around to Billiam.
What is up, everybody? I am Bill Adelphia, and tonight I will be reprising my role as Tamarisk Ribbold, the hair rogue that it has a very sharp object, and he wants to stick it in everybody.
Freshly napped and ready to stabathon, apparently. But who, though? Who could you possibly want? There are so many options. Man, oh man. But that and Zone of Truth spell to resolve, and some mysterious mouse that appeared in the air when the spell was cast. That's weird. Guess we'll find out when we tell a Redwall story.
All right, we're out.
As if I wrong cinder call across the land, all shall feel the mountains head. Eulalia, my heart will sing. Eulalia, the bells will ring.
Welcome back. So, when last we left off together here, the Children of Destiny are, man, it's been a long time since this fishing excursion, huh? Lots of things have happened. Conversations initially with the Unwanted, and then with themselves, differing beliefs and how to move forward, and a bit of a fissure as Nora, Core, and Alice, via a very quick triad, decided to head to Redwall Abbey, while Tamarisk and Saoirse, along with Scrag from Skull Killar, stayed with the Unwanted, trying to gather information, figure out what the next move is, and see if we can protect this Abbey of Redwall that we so care about. Along the line of that, there was a very heated conversation that was very late in the game, moderated by Scrag, between Saoirse and Tamarisk. And Saoirse mentioned that maybe they're not exactly on the same page, as well as Sandra making fun of Tamarisk for being the worst liar in Mossflowerwood, more than likely. With that, Tamarisk disappeared into the forest, summoning his ability to teleport to Musanis and asking some questions about what the hell is this? Why is there a red tree? What is going on? And to maybe the surprise of Tamarisk, Musanis has no idea what he's talking about, leading him to show the creation of the magical abilities that they all seem to be sharing, and also highlighting the fact that when he pulses out, discovering he can see all of the creatures, at least a hint of them, very cerebral, except for this area over the Isle of Tamarisk that seems to be darkened. Corrupted is actually the word that was used. And thus Tamarisk believes in evil Musanis, is somewhere over there, and that is somewhere that they need to go. But first, there's Abby to figure out. Anyway, on the way, Norcor and Alice met and befriended some of the Painted Ones, and via food, and named them Spear, Honk, Cookies, and Meat. And also deciding that it, specifically Nora actually, deciding it was a good idea for the following day for them to bring the rest of the Painted Ones, and they were going to Tamarisk. Good lord, I hate it. I did too. I was gonna just ignore it. Terramort. Anyway, don't call me out like this. I will give you disadvantage. No, but that seemingly having resolved itself, because they'll be ready to take the tower that the Matthias and Methuselah Bell reside in currently, because it's empty, right? No big deal. It's not, but it's all right. And lastly, after finally making their way to Redwall Abbey proper, many hugs were given, some updates, and then eventually we caught up with Abbot Clayton, both Alice, Nora, and Cora's fathers, as well as Abrida, who is the Badger mother of Redwall Abbey, discussing strategies, weaponry, perhaps some evacuation plans. When Alice looked at Abrida and said, "You've essentially got more information than you're giving up, and you need to tell us the truth." And Nora took that time to cast Stone of Truth, and that is what we're going to pick up. So, with that, all that happening, as Nora raises a hand and this large blue flash of arcane energy surrounds. I imagine you're centering it because 15 feet radius, I believe.
Yeah.
Are you centering it on anyone?
How big is this room? This room isn't very big.
It's not super big. It's probably 15 by 20. It's not super big.
I kind of in my head pictured it like the three of us were here on one side and like the other people right in front of us.
Yeah, there's a large kind of table in front of them that they're seated at. Your fathers are on your side of things.
All right. Yeah, I would focus it on the Abbot and the Badger Mother, just on those.
Okay.
Two. So it makes sure to get
both
as many people as possible.
Okay, they're the only ones in the room.
Besides us, then it's getting them.
Hard to believe. Natural 20 for Abbot Clayton. And 15 for Abrida.
They both pass. Damn it.
So, as this spell just impacts, and there's like this small like whooshing effect, and you see the outline of, in like this translucent blue, of this fairly heavily robed femme presenting mouse, just kind of floating in the air as you do this, and has this kind of fur kind of in a small ponytail to the back, and then just like looks at you with like a very calm smile, and then just kind of burrows eyebrows with a frown. And then just in a flash disappears. Abbot Clayton sort of looks around. What was that?
It was a ghost. Did you see the ghost?
Yes, God, yes. Oh, I thought I was the only one that saw it. What?
It had a red.
Actually,
robe.
the only person that saw that floating ghost was Nor.
Oh.
And Cor. That's it.
Oh, no.
Did you see that?
See what?
The ghost. It was in. Was it a ghost?
Wait.
It was definitely a ghost.
Can you see the dead? Is that something you can do?
Not normally, but I don't. Things have been going weird since we got the little. Wait, this is about them.
Yes, Abbott. This situation, I feel like you know more than you've told us, and I need you to let us know what you know about these people and why they're so upset with you in specific. Please don't lie to us. Please.
He sort of uncomfortably like places his paws sort of like in front of him, like on the table. Did you happen to see two Pine Martin children? Well, they're probably not children now.
Yes? Question mark.
You saw the DM will let you know that you saw one.
I was like, did we?
So no, you did see one. Pretty much right at the beginning. That was fairly vocal, along with Elijah. Kind of dark brown fur, very piercing, beady black eyes.
Maybe not two of them. Were they twins or something? Well, I only saw one that fits the description of what you're talking about.
No, not twins, but brother and sister, certainly. I believe, at least. And I tell you that this is no secret by any means. I just didn't think any of this would have escalated to this point. So, several seasons back, cold, windy, snowy night, back some winters ago, we took in a Pine Martin mother and two of her babes into the abbey. She was quite injured, so we led her up to the infirmary. And she kept mentioning in her feverish state that there were others, but we were unable to locate anyone but them. Unfortunately, she succumbed to her injuries overnight. So we now have two Pine Martin children to take care of. So we collectively decided to take them under our proverbial wing, and things were quiet and I'd say even lovely at the time. We named them Johann and Emily. Seemed appropriate. And they were quite lovely, curious babes. Then as they got older, the questions about why things were, our answers were not enough. To be clear, we welcome debate, change. I didn't agree with many things of my parents or our late Mother Abbots at the time, certainly. So we hoped things would smooth out eventually.
Where was the debate?
It was less of a debate and sort of a unhappiness. They weren't sure where they came from, and to be honest, we didn't know either. We also didn't want them to just run off on their own, without assistance, at least.
You said Abbott at the time. Were you not the Abbot?
I was a bit younger, and Mother Abbess was in her senior seasons at the time.
Why do they feel like they're exiled? Like they don't belong here? Because that's what this is all about, isn't it?
They weren't. I believe it's a matter of perspective. From what I understood, they never felt that they belonged. No one liked them. Well, that's until they met Elijah. Kind of looks over at Abrita. Well, I suppose out with it then. So, something that you may have picked up on is there's typically no more than two of us badger folk. One here and one at Salamanastra. Now, I don't typically see my husband as much as I would like, certainly, but in his way, he keeps us safe. And, well, he was here just a few days back for the feast, of course. Though what typically happens is there's an inevitable clash when two of our kind suffer the affliction known as the blood wrath. Now, I fortunately do not suffer that affliction, but both who, well, you would know as Raphael and Elijah both seem to suffer that same fate. Typically, visions cloud their awakened, or when they're asleep, their minds of what they're supposed to do next. Typically, that's heading to a trek over to Salamanastron. But my son was very different. His anger was ferocious and yet quiet. If it were up to me, things would just be fine, and he would go off on his own and see where the fates took him. But then those three became fast friends. I don't think it would be fair to say that I didn't care for Johann and Emmeline. It's just they were confusing my son. Maybe even perhaps manipulating my son.
Say that. How? What were they confusing him with? Exactly.
He would tell me tales of this power that could be utilized to make things equal. I do not know anything about it. I just thought it was some silly tale that the children were putting together. And then, one night, all three of them were gone. We went searching for them for some time, but we left them to their devices, and clearly it seems that was a mistake.
That's it?
What do you mean?
Seems like an awful lot of escalation to go from, hey, we need to leave our home, to discover our own answers, to let's tear the walls off of everything.
I agree. And Abbot Clayton sort of stirs at this moment and says, before their last night here, we did have a bit of a conversation actually about that. And we talked a little bit about the walls are about protection. It's not keeping anyone out. Well, you all know this. We open the doors for anyone that is traveling on the road. They didn't seem to believe that, though.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing too, Bill. insight check.
Mhm,
Sure.
Yeah.
How honestly,
Yeah.
I don't have any dice ready. I'm gonna use D&D Beyond, so we're gonna blame them if it goes bad. Natural 20
Dang.
for a 23. Tell me your secrets.
Is this on Abbott Clayton or on Abrita?
The Abbot. I think he would be the one I was be watching the most.
His heart is very heavy. He's trying to keep an air of not professionalism, but an air of wisdom and about him, even though he owns the mistake that he feels that he made. You can kind of see that Core's point around like there being a missing link between here and here from an escalation point is like a stab to the heart, because that sort of missing piece is sort of what in his mind proves that he made a mistake.
So I feel like when Core says something about missing piece, he'll like flinch or something.
Yeah,
And I'll be like
100%.
And I just like an elbow Core to kind of like keep going with that line of questioning.
Mm-hmm.
The link.
Okay. Listen, Abbott Clayton, you've been a friend to my father. You've been a friend to us. You've taken us in. You've given us shelter. We are all part of this together. I want us to protect our home, but you aren't giving us the whole story. And I know this might be painful. You're talking about your child. But we can't protect this place if we don't know all that's going on behind here. Please.
Make a persuasion check.
Guidance. And advantage because it's
Because of
charisma.
enhance ability, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's see.
I did just elbow you real hard.
Wow, double 17s. And D4. So 22.
That's good.
22. He sighs, and you see his left paw sort of to his chest, and there's not anything there initially, and then it's like a blanket is being like moved off and down. Oops, that's the wrong music. That's the right one. And Abbott Clayton's mouse-like features sort of drop, and a long nose and big teeth appear as a rat form appears. And he says, and right next to him, Abrita like shifts, like he just kind of puts a hand, like both like his hands up. You're right, Cor, about not being very forthright. I've hidden myself here for several seasons. I actually had a brother that was a pirate corsair captain himself, actually. Like his grog. They were truly upset because they knew the truth, because I told them. And they felt that I should have been forthright with everyone. But I did this so long ago. I didn't want to change anything as far as how people looked at me after all this time.
We look at this place. We take in everyone.
I know. But when I came here, that was not the case.
Abbott, we leave things better than we found them.
That sounds familiar. Is that something I said?
Something to think about.
You always tell us to be ourselves and to be true.
And
now we find out this.
And on his left hand is a familiar red glow.
Cool.
Wait, what? In your hand?
I expected that.
To be clear, I do not agree with the methods of my children.
Say, I told you so.
Where did you get that mark?
Long time ago. Good bit northwest of here. The Isle of Terramort. That's where me and my family are from originally.
They're coming with that mark.
I know.
They're coming to destroy this place and depose you.
Did you know this before you sent us out there?
No,
Insight.
Go ahead.
That's a natural one. I believe him.
Sure.
I should have used D&D Beyond, my real dice. They betrayed me.
They betrayed you. No, I thought this was a gift, actually.
From who?
I don't know if there was a name, but back then, before we came here, I heard a voice. Quite a cheery one, actually. It mentioned if I could, what would I change? And in hindsight, I suppose I should have asked for something different. But I'd heard about this Redwall Abbey for so long. No one really ever could take it. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think that I would consider myself a conqueror by any means. And I hope that some of the lessons that I've learned and taught some of you have led you all, well, led us all here, I suppose.
Are you going to talk to them?
Of course.
And what are you going to say?
Come home.
I think they're going to do that no matter what we do. You don't have a choice in that anymore.
No, you're right.
I know what you mean. It's... Nothing is going to feel sufficient. Nothing is going to make this okay. But I think we approach this as family. all of us, all of the people of the Abbey, everyone. We fight with love. We embrace these people. They feel lost. They need an apology. But the walls are not the problem. And I think we all know that.
No. And Alice, your father speaks up at this point and says, to me, it seems like it's a matter of a combination of lack of trust and misplaced rage. And that kind of gets a kind of a nod from the abbot and Brita. Even still, Cor, Noah, Alice, this Abbot Clayton, you've been with him far more than I have, even if just simply a few more hours than me, at least in the immediate past. Do you feel like we need to get our armaments ready?
Nora's the only one who's nodding.
Yes. Prepare for the best. Prepare for the best. Think of the best, prepare for the worst. But I think it's a good idea that you see them before they come here.
Abbot Clayton. Well, first, is that your name? I'm trying to be polite. I just want to make sure, if we're going to be honest, that we be honest. But and Nora's gonna kind of hold up her paw and kind of point. Can you talk to them, or the one who gave it to you? Can you boop 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 and talk to them, or go back? I don't really know. It kind of showed up, but they were able to. Saoirse and I think Tamris, other people were able to talk to the one who did it.
To be honest with you, outside of my previous look, I've been too scared to try.
Well, maybe it's your turn to be brave. I don't mean that with any
He
disrespect.
smiles. He actually smiles at that. He's like, Noreen, you might be right.
Just if you could teleport to the one who gave it to you, you could find out maybe more, or maybe you could take us with you and we could talk to them too. Or Cole's very good at talking, and Alice is doing a very good job too. But then maybe we could talk to the one who gave it to you before they get here, or the one who gave it to you could take us to them. I don't. It's a lot.
I owe it to you to try. And I will. I think that's a good opportunity for us
Oh boy.
to switch gears and see what's happening on the other side of things. So, about at this point, about a day and a half away on the road, you've been stopping every now and again for rest, a bit of relaxation. It's a quiet mood with every now and again a hint of sort of that inner like rebellion, and there is a hint of excitement that sort of lives amongst everyone here. So, at this point, from a travel perspective, let's take a look at our map here. pretty similarly. On the southern path that's heading towards St. Ninian's Church. And if I recall correctly, Tamarisk, you and Scrag were in the back, and Seisher, you were with where did I put them? Whoops, I'm scrolling way too far up. There we go. Mahani and Sana.
Oh.
So, during this trek, what's happening?
I suppose Saoirse's just getting to know her aunts.
All right. So, as you are sort of having a bit of back and forth, what? Just give me an idea, like what kind of like are there questions? Is it stories? Because you get the sense with your just a passive insight, even throughout that trek, they're letting you lead the conversation, and they've been playing, and they've been honest about it. They've been playing pretty coy.
Yeah. Well, we are crows. It's a thing. I think it would be a mix of both. Kind of the why did you guys leave, but also, you know, telling stories of how Saoirse grew up.
Well, it's, see, when three of us sort of get together, some really chaotic things can tend to happen. So we decided to sort of separate for a little bit. And then we met up with Elijah, and things became a little bit more interesting.
Okay.
That level of quiet power is fascinating to study.
I would agree with that.
So, based off of everything that you've seen, I'm a bit surprised. You just fell right on in with us. No questions? You really agree with us, don't you?
I do. I'm very much of the opinion that everyone should have equal opportunity to be happy and safe. And to learn whatever they want to.
Well, I suppose we're about to find out here in a little bit.
Yeah.
And they kind of look at each other. Let me ask you a question, Saoirse.
What's that?
And like the sort of the mood seems to darken just a little bit. What if we've been lying to you this whole time?
Then I think we'd have a problem.
They kind of smile at each other. This is going to be
You
a
wouldn't
fun
be
trip.
the first ones I've killed.
Oh,
I don't appreciate liars. Besides, we're family. No reason to lie to me.
and Mahadi was the one that was talking initially, and oh my God, where did you go? Hold on one sec. And Sana just kind of chuckles and goes, "Are we?"
Even if we weren't part of the same murder, we're still crows, which makes us family.
And there's like a like this really strange shrill crow laughter. You are indeed a fascinating one. I look forward to whatever happens next.
Agreed.
And Tamara, as you hear that laughter, it is probably not concerning whatsoever, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I was kind of thinking to myself in my head that hearing like the laughter and like Tamara's could just intuit that there's some sort of trickery going on, and he just like takes out a dagger and he's like, I'm gonna stab somebody.
Scrag is like, what are you doing?
I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I do not trust anybody here. Nothing is adding up. This is deeply concerning, especially the cackling of the crows up above. Tell me, you also feel this, do you not?
Oh yeah, it's like my heart is in my throat. Certainly.
So what do we do about it?
I think it's more of a question of whether it's now or not.
I don't think we would be able to stop them by ourselves.
No, I don't think so either. We could delay. Could buy more time. We could take out one.
Ay.
But this is not really my skill set.
Taking out one person, that's very much in my skill set.
Considering what's in your hand, I assumed so.
I just don't...
Let me ask you a question.
Please.
If you're so nervous about this, why didn't you do it earlier?
Honestly, I am hoping that... I'm hoping to use... And I think he gets real quiet. And he wants to make sure that none of the other forgotten or disposed of unwanted can hear him. And so
Wow.
he leans over to Scrag and says, I'm hoping to use the chaos that will almost certainly happen at the walls, and use that as a way to as an advantage for me.
I apologize, Temrus, but that doesn't really make any sense to me. Why would you wait that long?
I also am not sure it's the right choice.
I'm not either. It seems like it's a matter of wait and hope, or do something drastic in the meantime.
Yes, because my friends have all been very rational. Sasha has been very rational. And for her to make this decision, I can only assume that she's doing it because she believes that this is the right choice. But I could say the same thing for Nor and Cor and Alice. They are also doing what they think is the right thing. And by me doing something as final as that, I know that feeling of perhaps making a decision that is wrong. I've made many decisions in my life that are wrong. And I'm afraid of the finality.
I am too. Because if all of this can be redeemed and corrected or fixed, then it was the wrong decision. Right?
Absolutely. But
we don't know if that's right until then.
Well, the only thing we can do is what I'm sure that Alice and Nor and Cor are doing, which is hope for the best but plan for the worst. And then he kind of gestures down to the dagger that he's been kind of like waving around and like indicating that like using that as sort of a physical exclamation point.
Well, whatever you choose. No backing out now.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I did message you inside of the Zoom chat. You got that? Okay, cool. I do have like a series of things that I want to have like planning out. So just FYI. But I don't want any of my other player friends to know.
Yeah. I am aware.
I would like to stab Tamarisk.
All right, cool. Great. Done.
People out here giving
I
else
see them.
comments like he coding or something like
I
if this happened,
I see
then
that
then
plan.
otherwise.
I see that plan
if
for the
and when
worst.
statements.
Preemptively activating plan for the worst.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of that, Tamarisk, given the thingy that you were attempting to do, I would like you to make a stealth check, please.
Sure.
And Sasha, what is your passive perception?
Passive is 14.
Okay.
I passed.
Okay. Good to know. So, shortly after the laughter and this conversation, Sandra slows down and slinks over to you, Sasha, and says, "Afternoon, dear. How are things?"
They're interesting.
And she spins around and she's walking backwards, looking and smiling at Tamarisk, and then talking to you from a peripheral perspective.
Okay.
Yes, and like it's very anime, just like do. Like it is almost uncomfortably, probably. Chill. Well, day and a half ready. From what's about to happen. It's about to happen. So, exciting times. See you all getting quite acquainted.
Yeah, learning a lot more about my great aunts.
Indeed, that's fantastic. So, what are we going to do about our old friend Tamarisk, though?
Keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
So, when the inevitable happens, what do you plan on doing?
Do you have any rope?
I'm curious, though. Would you kill him?
No. Gods no.
No?
No. Would you?
Nah. He's way too much fun.
Agreed. Besides, I think he likes you.
By the way, I don't know if you've had a chance to meet and Right about here, because things are getting a bit long in the tooth from a march perspective, Elijah will sort of call for a bit of a break, and walking over to you is a familiar Pine Marten female, and who you would certainly know by this point. His name Emily. Oh, so Saoirse, Sarah just told me a good bit about you. Officially, welcome. I haven't had a chance to really have a bit of a sit down and chatter just yet. But
Glad to meet you.
I'm really looking forward to rearranging some things back at the old home, if you know what you mean.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
So,
I'm gonna
When this
insight
all-
check Sandra.
oh, Sandra? Sure.
Yeah.
What are you inciting specifically? Because that was a lot.
Whether or not she would kill Tamarisk.
Sure.
Ooh. So that is a 21.
It's more fun, so I'm going to whisper you.
Okay.
Mostly just a torture bill, actually, if I'm being honest.
Did you roll? I'm pretty sure I saw Devolve roll something.
Did he? Weird.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Bill's face right now.
You were right about someone getting stabbed.
It was you. Oops, hold on. I misspelled that.
Come back to meet, and you just come back to this camp just on fire. What happened?
Anyway, so and Emmeline's well, it's been a very long road to get to this point. I sort of wish my brother was here, but he's back at Castle Florette, making sure that things, stay on the up and up.
That's good.
Oh, I love all these little reactions. That's I love that. I love that. That's how I read that situation. Thank you, Prince.
You had me right. You knew I was up and up. Mhm.
Amazing. So, especially once we've resolved everything, then who knows? Maybe we'll travel back and forth, and it's just going to be, I think, a really, really good time.
Great. There's a lot that I want to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, is there something that in the meantime we can do for you?
Well, I was wondering. The mark that you all have. Is there a way for me to get that power?
I've been thinking about that myself.
Really?
And I have. And I don't know, but I wonder, because when this sort of happened after a long conversation with Elijah. So maybe you should talk to him about it.
I can certainly do that.
He's big on trust, so
I've noticed. I like him.
by the way,
Hmm.
is let's see. What do you all call him? Abbot Clayton?
Ah, yeah. Abbot Clayton Costello.
He's a what?
Abbot Clayton Costello.
He's doing all right?
He's alright. But I kind of get the feeling he's hiding something.
Ooh. You have good intuition, you know that?
Try.
Hmm.
Suppose it comes from the years of training with my gran.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Get back here. Why? Stop going behind my mug. God damn it. Okay. That's a 21.
21. She sort of as she sort of kind of spins back around, you catch just barely eye contact between Mahane, Sana, and Emmeline.
Emily?
Emmeline. Just a look.
Is it Emily or Emmeline?
Emmeline. Line.
Emmeline.
Emeline. All right, well, rest well, eat up. Do you need some extra rations or anything? You're all right.
Did my aunts and I go hunting the night before?
Roll a percentile dice for me. Let's find out.
Let's see. That is a 42.
You. It was uneventful. No hunting was done, unfortunately. Wow. But
Poop. Okay. So, yeah, I could use some extra.
So something that I took from the cellars is a special elderberry cordial recipe. And tosses you this large, well, small actually, about this size, of I forgot the name of it. Essentially, it's just a bag with liquid in it, the nozzle. Consider it a welcome gift.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. Of course, if you have any questions in the meantime, don't hesitate. All
Is there
right.
anything I can do for you?
What you're doing for me is endless. I have endless thanks for, so you're
Of course.
doing just fine.
All right.
Before we switch back, is there anything that either of you two want to do? Okay.
I'm just doing some math.
I want to go talk to Elijah.
Okay. At this point, there's really no hiding along the tree lines or anything like that. You're all just resting in and on the path. And he's just sort of seemingly lost in thought, looking forward to the road, to what's ahead. He's sort of surrounded by a few folks. There's this fairly tall ferret that's just like speaking at him, but clearly like Elijah is like not really paying him any mind. Okay, so then I think so we're gonna hit St. Ninians, and like if we could totally stay there if we want to, or we can absolutely push it and just keep going down the road and totally. And he just nods. All right, well I'll leave you to think about that and leave you to it. And kind of spins around like almost into you. Oh, excuse me, so sorry.
Elijah.
Saoirse.
So, I was talking with Emmeline, and she told me I should talk with you about this. That red mark. Is there any way I could get that power?
Why would you want it?
One thing you should know about me, Elijah, is the pursuit of knowledge and power is above all else to me.
And how far are you willing to go to get that?
Depends.
Does it?
Does. Depends on what's asked.
That's really interesting. Because from where your friends are sitting, they probably feel like you betrayed them.
I know. I'm not something
And yet that doesn't weigh heavy on you.
It does. But I know that my reasons are just.
They'd probably say the same thing about themselves.
I know.
I appreciate that you're not letting that stop you.
Pursuit of equality is worth it.
He kind of nods. What if your friend over there, either of them, stands against you?
They won't.
You're so confident.
I am. Tamarisk is... He doesn't want to hurt anyone. But I don't think that he would stand against me or us in this pursuit. He might try to play negotiator. That seems like a role he's rather well suited for, to be honest. And Scrag is he's quite the character. But he definitely believes in equality.
Well, I've given your friend an opportunity to, well, challenge me, I suppose, is the right turn of phrase. What happens if that happens? What happens if right now he puts a sword to me? What will you do?
I'll stop him, but I won't hurt him.
Suppose we'll learn if you deserve the mark or not at that time, if that does happen.
Interesting.
Because I think, though, you are confident in what you say. It is what you do that I am more interested in.
She's gonna tilt her head quite far. Have I not shown that this is where I belong?
You have. But everyone that is here has made a conscious choice to join our ranks. Now, you, of course, would say the same as well.
Yeah.
But they've also come against opposition in that pursuit. And when the time came, made a decision. I think that decision hasn't happened for you yet. But when and if it does, And likely, given how close we are, we will be soon. So, patience, young crow.
Very little of that. But I believe I said it when I joined this cause. That though I very much agree with it, and though I will fight for it, I will not harm my friends. If they need to be subdued, fine, but I will not harm them.
And if they harm you,
They won't.
I think we're about to find out if you're right. I myself, I'm not so sure.
I have to trust that the bond I've built with them will stand true.
I had to imagine they're making the same bet about you.
Likely.
I am looking forward to being home.
Yeah.
In the meantime, just think about what I said.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, don't hesitate.
All right.
You getting along with your fellow brethren? Anything else I should know about?
I am. My aunts. How long have you known them?
Let's see, since we started this 8, 9 seasons now?
Quite a while.
Indeed. They're... How does... I'd call them... what my mother would say is a bit of a hoot.
Yeah.
Entertaining,
I
at
think she
least.
seems about. I think she sees the same in me.
Is that so?
Yeah, she and I have been pretty close.
Are you worried about that changing?
A bit. But I don't know. I've always felt like an outsider at Redwall.
You're not alone.
So I've noticed.
And we're going to change that.
Okay.
We'll switch gears a little bit again. We'll head back to Redwall Abbey. And as Abbot Clayton, now in this his true form, at least from your perspective, I suppose, this is kind of silently concentrating. I can't seem to reach anything or anyone. It's possible that I've sort of exhausted my abilities, sort of focusing on one consistent thing for several seasons, but maybe after a bit of rest, I can give it another shot. Though I recognize that our time is very short. We've been cooped up in here for a while. Would you all join me for a walk?
Yes, yes, yes.
Perhaps if the walls do come down, it would make sense to go up there for one last time, yeah? And like he sort of says that and realizes like how off color that like he didn't mean it as like he meant it as a joke, but it's you know like wah wah. And he sort of shrugs it off and going to head to my room and then I'll meet you on the south wall. And he gets up and kind of looks at everyone and walks out of the room.
Should we let him go on his own?
Fine.
Okay.
My bad. I mean, we'll have that character if he does leave. But I think Alice is gonna wait until he leaves and we're kind of by ourselves.
Yeah, it's you, Abrita, and your dad's.
This complicates things, certainly.
And Abrita's like, yes, it does. And hold on one sec. I did not have Dad pulled up. Let me fix that. Anyway, there we go. Because the benefit and is that the names are easy to remember. It's just who. That's always the fun. So as Jackalope, Norcor's father, says, I'm a bit on the conflicted side, as it seems that someone that I respected really my entire time here is he kind of pauses for a second. No. He is who he is. Just because his appearance is different doesn't mean anything.
He has lied to us, but he is now being his true self. And I cannot fault him for that.
I agree.
But the damage might already be done. Fortunately.
Damn, what a neat trick, though. I almost respect that alone.
Now I have to wonder if
changing who you look like, that's not hard.
Why? No, I didn't know that. That's not true. There was actually an otter from way back when that was really well known for his disguises, but I don't know what this all is.
Mom could be incredibly sneaky when she wanted to be.
You're right. I miss her so much.
So do we. So do we.
But, I don't know what we need to do now. We did it.
Finian, Alice's father, speaks up at this point. Well, we still have some armament to put together, some guards to station. It's been at least 50 seasons since we've done anything like that.
Would it be good to take everyone out of the Abbey for the time being? Spots in the forest, at least until they want to bring down walls. One benefit is that there won't be anybody here that can't defend themselves.
I really strongly believe that everyone should be here when this happens. Everyone should be out. We should be the wall. All of us. Not to fight, but to show people that this is our home and that the wall doesn't matter, the people do. And if they're willing to attack people unprompted to break down a wall, that says so much more about them than it does of us.
The door slams open, and you hear, "I couldn't agree more, chaps." And you see Brigadier Cluckers, who, as you remember, was here for the feast, walks in. "Couldn't help but over here, there, lads and lasses. But here in the time of all of this awful conversation, I thought that it would be a good time for me to come and offer my services. Armament done.
And even if
Not
it
a problem.
wasn't,
What do you mean?
never mind. Keep going.
Oh, right. Where was I? So, if anything, I am happy to help and provide services, help lead folk out into Mossflower Wood proper, or help us find a good hiding place here in Redwall Abbey. I'm certain there's some areas that we could sort of cordon off and
We're not gonna hide.
all right. Fair enough. Just was offering that as an option.
Excellent idea.
Well then, a stand we make then.
Should we at least dig a very big ditch so they fall in if they do get too close?
With enough... yes. We could do a few things. Back in the old Long Patrol days, we could... That's actually a trench, fun fact. Just on the other side of the road, just past the tree line. Back from a few walls past, we could maybe put some, sharpened wood spiky stuff in there, and that probably wouldn't feel too good now, would it? What?
That's true. You don't think we should do any of that?
I don't know is right, but it seems bad to do exactly what they expect us to do. Be exactly what they expect us to be.
Then we just have a nice night together and stand firm when we see them coming.
And then what? And then what happens?
We talk.
Believe.
And we hope that through actually listening to each other that we can make some sort of progress.
Core,
Yes.
I know you want to believe that we can talk this out. I want to believe that we can talk this out. But if what's coming comes and doesn't stop,
If we have to fight, then we'll fight.
Duval.
are you
I
willing to fight?
For my home? Yes.
Good. I will tell you this just so that you're not surprised if it happens. Things go bad. Anybody that we know, people that we care about, if they're on the other side and they come, I'm not holding back. This is my home.
Jolly good. Also, by the way, only heard the tail end of everything. What are we going up against exactly? And that's where we're going to take a break.
This motherfucker.
I love him so much. I was like,
Sweet, sweet
how do I
cluckers.
break up? How do I
Oh,
break up the
sweet,
levity?
sweet.
I know who I need.
Mother Clucker.
Mother Clucker. Yes,
Send in
indeed.
cluckers.
So that was intense. Boy, oh boy. This we were making jokes about NASCAR early on. We're at that final lap, baby. Let's go. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Grab some refreshments. My hair looks ridiculous. This is fun. So we'll be back in
It's so
a little
floofy.
bit. It is so floofy. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned. Give me that. All right.
Throw a frisbee
Welcome back,
on top of
everybody.
his head.
Anyway, welcome back after a particularly fascinating and tense first half. Not much will change, I don't think, in a second. But before we switch gears back to Tamarisk and Sarashep, we're kind of cutting to essentially the evening, early evening as the sun's setting at this point. So I still have a few hours while they're traveling. So is there during, of course, the walk out to the south wall, if you do decide to do that, but anything before you meet up with Abbot Clayton, if you choose to. All right. Silence is golden.
I was
Okay.
I messaged April.
There's other plannings happening for the folks at home. There has been lots of back and forth between Bill and I, secret plans. There's been some messaging between Crystal and I, and then there's been messaging between April and Prince. So Lynn,
but none of that's plotting. None of that's plotting.
Inside
That's
check.
The plotting is in here. The plotting is
no,
in here.
I need it. It's bullshit.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, so as we cut to the south wall, the sun actually setting
Welcome to the
out
amphitheater.
in
Please have
the
a seat.
west towards
Enjoy the show.
the sea. Do you guys join him or do you do something else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to get to
Yeah.
the walls.
Okay. And at this point, like, there are like guards being posted and spears being handed out. So between your conversation, I probably likely that word has gotten out about something. So battle stations, if you will. And as you approach him, he kind of looks at you with a bit of a smile. Thank you for joining me.
Yep.
Is there a reason why you brought us out here other than to look at the view of possible incoming fighting?
I haven't been up here in a while. I'm of two minds right now, if I'm being honest. I feel relieved that this is done. I even considered when I walked back out, like trying to disguise myself again. The reality is I never needed to. And I suppose I owe you all an apology for starting all of this mess. I will do what I can to make it right. To all of you. To everyone.
Abbott, do these walls matter? To you? Do they mean anything?
He kind of sits down and sort of like waves kind of a hand on them. They did. I thought they stood for something quite special. But to see it twisted in this way, no, not really.
You know, I've been at Redwall Abbey most of my life. And I've never thought of the walls as anything other than like a blanket when you go to sleep. A bit of comfort against the outside. to keep things from piercing in that shouldn't. And to make you feel warm and comfortable. They're not to keep people out. Lord knows Nora has had a nightmare and been like, Cole, help! I had a nightmare. And you lift the
Didn't sound
blanket
anything
up.
like that.
You lift the blanket up and just let her in. But that's what a wall is. It's a home. It's a door. It is safety. It is comfort. The problem I have with all of this is they don't care about people's safety or comfort. This is a tantrum. Hurt people hurt people. They hurt and they want us to feel it.
Not that I'm trying to give away the responsibility, Cora, but it sounds like you're the one that needs to be doing the talking.
I'm a kid. What can I say? I don't know anything. I'm taking this from the top of my head and hoping for the best. I don't know if anything that I'm saying is right. I haven't seen enough. I don't know enough.
Well, take it from someone that's seen a lot and at least I think knows a lot. I agree with you. I think that's also why when generation precludes to another generation, that knowledge that's passed on isn't static. It's dynamic. Because things change. We change. And you're all examples of that. If we resolve this the way that we want to, it's because of all of you. And even if we don't, the fact that there's even a chance is because you all were brave or silly enough to go and find out. Just imagine what would have happened if we just tried to figure it out ourselves. I begged your fathers not to tell you because we've always figured it out. But even sometimes I forget that sometimes it is the newer of us that are able to make the bravest choices. He just kind of like looks over the wall and kind of scoots over and like lets his feet sort of like dangle and see like his sandals move over. And it's because especially in this form, he's much bigger, about 3.5, 4x his original size. So it's like a bit of a squeeze. I've actually never done this in this form before. Quite nice.
What is it going to be like to see our children again?
That's a question that I've been asking myself over and over. I have missed them a lot. I've hoped and prayed that wherever they were up to, that they were well. Which is why I suppose this is so difficult, because this is indeed a confrontation that I did not anticipate having.
Did you think they'd stay gone forever?
No. One time I told my mother that I was running away. Multiple times, actually. I never had the bravery to go past Satan Indians, though. I suppose I wasn't really running anything. Just wanted a bit of attention. And to be fair, my children, they had all of what I hoped to be all of the attention. But perhaps even I thought their needs were well put together, and clearly they disagreed. And there's still like a general sort of like busyness as folks are sort of moving kind of on and around you. There is some like a collection of like spears and what's the term? Spears and shields. Couldn't find shields for some reason. As well as these small like kegs that seem to be being rolled out onto the Abbey lawn from Cavern Hole as a familiar mole that you haven't seen in a while, that is sort of downstairs and is putting them out and gives you a wave, and sort of yells out, "Welcome home! Teleportation, I suppose it worked out all right." He just kind of waves and goes back.
Isn't that Tamrisk's friend?
Yes,
It is.
Brother Yerrick. Yes.
Oh, it's Brother Yerrick. Wait, we know him.
And
Oh,
is Tamarisk around?
no.
No?
He decided to stay with the other side, the other people.
And you see there's a larger hedgehog that's just like, "Why are you shouting?" "Because they're all the way out over there." And he just like he just like grumbles and walks.
It's a pleasure to see you.
And we won't be drinking this. This is just in case things need to go boom. He just kind of pats it and walks back in, and after a few moments you see a collection of like 15 of these small kegs.
Wow, that's a lot.
I've been busy.
I can tell.
Is it still drinkable if we don't use it?
There's a portion, a very flammable one, that I would need to remove, but eventually. Anything else before we switch gears?
We
you
really
wanted
need
to
to
do?
keep him away from things that have fire or anything like that.
Seems to be doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, but teleportation. But like, what if he teleported into the kitchen or something?
I mean, there's fire in the kitchen. They'd be used to it.
Yeah, but not if he has barrels of explosives.
True. I mean, it was fine. It was fine. You worried too much. We have other things to worry about that might be more.
I guess you're right. You're right.
pertinent.
You're right.
So, we need to get ourselves ready for tomorrow. So they should be here tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just probably expect them sometime in the latter afternoon.
Well, should we at least make sure we have a good dinner and everything, and have at least one last good night before?
There
Yes.
are more nights to come. Don't be so fatalistic.
You're right, which is why we should have a feast now.
Exactly.
The kitchens!
To the kitchens!
Duval. Duval.
I think
Amazing.
Alice is gonna stay with while they're out for a little bit.
Okay.
You do have a way of words, and I might still be a little angry, but I think you mean them.
I do.
I just hope they find they're effective when the time comes and when we need them.
There's a bit of a sigh. Suppose we're going to find out one way or another.
One way or another.
Duval.
At least the better way. But
Duval. Hopefully I can borrow some of you and all of you's your bravery in the confrontation to come.
suppose. Well, should go down there. See what they're doing. One good
I'll
meal.
join you in a minute. Yes. I'm sure Chef will be quite delighted. And for the sake of brevity, actually, I tell you what, it's a feast. We can't brevity that. It's a fucking feast.
You've been wanting a feast since episode 1. I'm gonna force one into this episode.
All of a sudden,
love-
Tamarisk shows up because he was planning. He knew there was a feast coming, and he's like,
Yep,
guys,
there it is.
Actually,
guys.
I think from previous episodes, if Tamarisk knew there was a feast coming, he would for sure not show up tonight.
That's true. He would run away.
Tamarisk hates fun.
Indeed. That's a shirt. Maddie, please get on that. One more thing, actually. As you're prepping things, a burrito comes into the kitchen, and it's like, before you get proper into things, what if we had some additional forces? Now, the issue with that is they're about, at this point, about a day away. Day and a half or two away at this point. But I'm willing to go and see if I can call my husband back. He won't like it. And I didn't really tell him anything, but I think that was a mistake.
Well, we did kind of maybe stop at the Salamanderstrand. The big
Really?
treehouse, right? For the magic.
She kind of looks at you very puzzled. The DM will step in and say, Salamanderstrand is the mountain.
That's the mountain. Damn it.
You're thinking of Skullkillar.
You're right. There's 2 S places. Ignore everything I just said.
Right.
Noah was
Sure.
talking to
Yep.
the pie. I'm
There-
going to
yeah,
take
fast
you to a tree and eat you.
And she's like, oh, all right, I'm not sure how to take that, but okay. Well,
Do you think if we
It's-
called more people, they would notice?
I'm sure they would notice. It's a regiment of long patrol hairs, so it's not exactly, well, some of them can be quiet, but it's not exactly their style typically. Blood and vinegar, as the saying goes.
And would they even get here in time?
No.
Well, they.
But if things go south,
They-
there would be an additional counter strategy.
Could they come in from the other side of the people coming?
Mm,
And we.
well, if they're coming from the north, or they're coming from the south, Salamanastron is due directly west.
I don't take them as the sneaky types. They will approach us very straightforwardly.
Well, then, no need for us to worry about going in with all of the exclamation points required, then. Who knows? Maybe some of them aren't as all in as they pretend to be. Once you see an outnumbered number, perhaps. I said that way wrong. Roll back. Yep. Once they see that they're outnumbered, perhaps things will de-escalate. Because you said that you saw only 40, 50?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
We didn't really take a head count, but there were a lot of them. And if we do say they had 40 or 50 and we had 100, they had 40 or 50 people with things of magic.
Yes.
Magic that makes walls explode.
They make
Right.
fire and explosions and other things that we don't even know about.
That's fair. Another thing. You mentioned that they took Castle Florette and Sasswood before this.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say that there aren't any backup reinforcements coming from behind them?
Oh, that would not surprise me in the slightest, honestly.
They could be waiting until they get to Redwall and again try to flank them from behind.
I mean, I think this is their big fight, stand, whatever.
DM question.
Yo. Hi, I'm DM.
Hi, DM. I'm your player.
Hi, how are you?
Terrified. But
Great.
Looking at the map, I
Mhm.
see if they're coming from the south, they would probably be coming towards that front gate where the words Redwall are, like at the top of the D, correct?
So typically the entrance is where
Guess I can-
that X is.
Oh, this pink one right
Yep.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
here. Weird idea. What if we kind of funneled them in and made it so they had nowhere to go but the front door or the ditch?
Interesting. And what would we use to do that?
Poking sticks and the long hair patrol. I don't know, but if they're coming this way and they have to run away, and the ditch is the only thing behind them.
And Brigadier Cluckers has like a mouthful of like potato. It's like, oh, I see I've been summoned. I believe I can help with all this strategy.
I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but
It's a good idea.
It's a big hole in the ground, and it might not kill them if they fall, but it could slow them down.
That's fair.
We could put a ladder in it in case any of us have fallen.
All right. That seems good. Brigadier General? Yes, of course. I think that sounds like a wonderful, marvelous idea. Great.
Yeah, there's only 3 of you who fly, okay? I get it. You could fly over the hole. I'm not worried about killing you.
Right. Say's over here
That's a
like
good
angels
thing.
in the outfield, bro.
I
Get
don't
that
want to
reference.
murder Crow.
If you get that reference, you're old, like me. Welcome to the party.
That
I
was
am
a
old.
great movie.
It is a great movie. So,
Wait,
Because yeah, it would be the ditch, and then
wasn't
the-
that filmed here in Iowa? If you build it, they will come.
Well, not.
you're thinking
That's
of
a
Field of
different
Dreams.
movie.
Right.
You're thinking of Field of Dreams.
Angels in the Outfield was like
thing.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It was some,
Right.
yeah, it was some
Christopher Lloyd
kid
was
In
Yeah.
California, where the angels
Angels.
are.
where where they used to be, because that was the
Yeah.
first.
They're
They moved after that movie.
Yeah, they're
How do
like,
I know
fuck
that?
this. Anyway, fun trivia on Eulalia 5-year Redwall story. Anyway.
Noel's very into American baseball. She doesn't know where she learned it. It's some weird signal that comes through.
Yes.
Some days.
The divine. Christopher Lloyd is actually who the mouse was actually. No. So we're going deep. Sorry. Anyway. So all right. Well, it'll be a bit of a late night for those of us that need to put these, what did you say, spiky sticks together, but
I mean, I don't know. Cole, was that a good idea? You didn't really want us to do that much. So I feel like maybe pokey sticks at the bottom of a big hole might be a bad sign?
That seems excessive. Because if they fall down a hole with pokey sticks, then people will inevitably die.
So
all right, then we don't have pokey sticks. We
No
just have
pokey
regular sticks.
No stick. I think maybe if we put nice
No
padding at the
sticks.
bottom of the hole. So if anyone falls in the hole, they'll just sit there very comfortably until we can talk
All right.
to them. More
We
of a
can manage
timeout
that.
hole than a murder hole.
I see.
Yeah, yes. Timeout hole.
Less fun, but
Guide me.
I'm in. That's fun, but that's okay. I'm good with less bloodshed, even though it's not exactly my style per se. But you do seem to care about these unwanted people, so I am in.
No one should feel unwanted.
Precisely. That's the whole point.
This serious metagaming pigeon, just like coming. Anyway,
Guiding bolt.
so lightning bolt. So as you counterspell, no, just kidding. So that's what we were waiting on. So we sort of pan out as this conversation is happening, and then even though a decently late night, a feast indeed commences. It is fairly tense, actually, considering what's about to go down here. However, as I pull up, what did they have today?
Is there like an online menu?
Maybe. That's a secret you'll have to say to understand for the after show.
Maybe if you came to one of the feasts, you'd find out.
Damn, called out. So there, even though it is last minute, Chef definitely puts a few things together. There is still, of course, as per usual, shrimp and hot roux soup. As well as for those of the folks that are not interested in the spicy persuasion, there is a shrimp leek, mushroom, and spring onion stew, as well as baked loaves of chestnut bread, and for dessert, a wonderful black currant pie, and which fortunately the Dibbins were putting together earlier in the day, gathering supplies for what was supposed to be a secret dessert that they were going to make overnight while everyone is sleeping, and then not fall asleep because that is what the Dibbins against bedtime would do. But they, of course, are caught as always, and are very upset. There is crying. But eventually, once given the blackcurrant pie, because of course they can't use the ovens. What a terrible idea! Children, calm down. But there is an air though of tense, but of A really good meal. Is there anything you wanted to add to the menu? Nor Cora, Alice.
Snake.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right. With that, let's switch gears as a beautiful starry night that we are all sharing together. As about at this point, resting for the night, the Unwanted are just a good bit south of St. Ninian's, resting all together. And after everyone's sort of seated and there's a much less of a tasty meal, very road ration type of scenario here. Elijah sort of addresses everyone and says, tomorrow, everything that we've been working on comes to fruition. But remember, this is only step 2. We still have Salamadistron to think about. So, be honest, as always. For tomorrow, it's going to be a bit awkward. Some of us are going to see family for the first time in several seasons since we all got together. But we agreed to be in to this until the end, and so here we are. Of course, as always, you know where to find me. Rest well. And there's this like general like sort of excitement and huzzah as he walks sort of away and finds himself a tree to sit underneath, takes out his large battle axe, places it to the side, has a quiet meal to himself. So, what are the two of you up to?
I want to go hunting with my aunts.
All right. What are you hunting for?
Meat. Any kind of meat.
Interesting. Roll D percentile.
Okie dokie. Where is the... There we go. Ooh, that is an 82.
82. So, decently successful at this point. Follow up with a survival check for me.
Okay. Survival. That is a 17.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, cool. After about an hour or two, it's not the most like excellent game, but you do find some bugs, worms, so meat in a way, not quite up to the carrion or blue heron perspective, but it will satisfy them, at least. Up to you if it satisfies you.
I was more hoping for, I don't know, mouse or snake or something. Actual meat.
And they sort of chuckle. They'll sort of chuckle at that. Not typically around these parts, dear.
Unfortunate.
It comes with the territory.
Be good to
Patience.
be back in most forward then.
Well,
I'm gonna tell them about the blue heron and the snake.
really?
That
You'll have to show me that stream after we're done.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe there's a few more.
Probably.
and we'll go see your old Gran.
Yeah. Be good to see her.
Hmm.
Been a minute.
So, which watch are you taking, if any?
Probably second watch.
Okay. So, Scrag would certainly take first. And waking you up for your second. Sasha, are you sure about all of this?
I am.
Okay. Are you and Tamaris going to get on the same page before we head out tomorrow?
I think we already are.
In what manner of speaking?
Neither of us wants this to come to violence. That's the whole reason we're here.
And then if it does?
I won't hurt my friends.
Kind of looks over at there's like high fives and like elbows and like a general like real like brotherhood. But what if they do?
I'll stop them. But I won't hurt them either.
What if they hurt you?
I won't let them.
I wish I was as confident as you.
Well, I sort of have to be. Because otherwise, what am I doing?
Yeah. I feel like I'm holding this tightrope between the two of you.
I know that Tamrisk won't hurt me. And I won't hurt him.
If I'm being honest, I believe you. But I don't know if he believes that.
If he doesn't, then tell him to come talk to me.
Did you see what happened last time you talked?
Yeah. But then again, last time we talked, he found out some things that we needed to know. So,
less of an escalation point and more of a meeting of the minds, perhaps.
yeah.
All right. Sleep well. We're going to need it.
Me too.
I think my wife would have really liked you.
I think I would have liked her.
Good night.
Good night.
He goes down to rest. Make a perception check.
Hey. That is 21.
21. Ooh. So for the most part, there's about between you being up 4 other folks that are also awake, and you could hear the sounds of the crickets in the night, and just barely You hear the sounds of wood on metal coming from the direction of Redwall Abbey. You can kind of see tufts of what appear to be lit torches that typically in your experience there are a few sconces on the walls. These are quintupled in number.
Okay. I will. Is Elijah still awake?
It's hard to say. He hasn't moved.
He does that. I'm gonna walk over to him and see if he is.
You look over, and for a minute, you think he might be, but like right as you get like up close and personal, just his red eyes, even in the night, seem to almost like have this like unnatural glow about them, and he just kind of scans and looks towards you.
Elijah.
Saoirse.
Thought you should know. The torches at Redwall, they're lit up a lot more than they normally are.
Are preparing for a welcoming feast, are they?
Likely not.
Appreciate the information.
Of course.
Do you know anything about, and in war times, what type of preparations they tend to do?
Do I?
Make a history check.
That is a... That is a 19.
19. Hasn't really come up too much.
Okay.
You may have overheard a story or two, but not necessarily like the disaster, recovery plan of Redwall Abbey by chance.
Okay.
And it kind of continues. I really truly hope that they listen.
I think
I
they
really
will.
don't want to have to make them. Truly, I really don't want to hurt anyone.
You managed to take South Sword without hurting anyone, right?
That was true eventually.
What happened there?
Some collateral damage.
Was anyone
But
killed?
no. Broken limbs? Yes. A bit of heartache? Certainly. But in time, all was well. And they understood. He kind of looks off into the night, and I hope for the same this time.
Saoirse is mildly concerned by this. You didn't have to use anything like mind control, did you?
Even if I could, I wouldn't.
Good.
Though, I will admit, a lot of my brethren would go further than I require. But I assure you and your friends, I will make sure that that's not the case.
Good. Can I make an insight check?
You certainly can. I was waiting to
Just
see if you wanted to.
make sure. Woo! That is a nat 20.
For a
Total of 22.
22. He's being forthright. He's 100% telling the truth.
Okay.
And you also gauge the fact that he's telling you this isn't from a place of like concern, but building a bridge of trust with you.
Which is for the best, because that's kind of what I'm trying to do as well. Okay. That was my one concern when it came to that, because if that would have been the case, you and I would have had a problem.
I appreciate your honesty.
I appreciate
You know, there's a bit of
yours.
surprise. And also one of it's going to be I believe, a good day tomorrow. They could have
I think so,
evacuated the
too.
whole building if they really wanted to. I appreciate the fact that they want to make some sort of stand. But hopefully, we'll be all on the same page, and this will just be something that the Abbey Recorder will write about one day.
Yeah. One more question before I head off to sleep. Is it necessary to take down the walls and not just the gate?
They've all
If the
got to
gates
go.
are removed, then the walls don't matter, right?
How do you feel about symbolism, Saoirse?
I fully understand the symbolism. But
Then you know the answer to the question then.
I think the symbolism is just as valid and just as strong to take down the gates.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay, so that is an 18 plus 3 plus proficiency, and then a 19 plus 3 plus proficiency.
18 and 19?
Yeah. I love my dice.
Perhaps that is a negotiation escalation point that we could utilize tomorrow. Perhaps you should bring it up.
I can do that.
Who knows? They might listen to you.
Maybe. If nothing else, your mother will.
He sort of looks off. Tamarisco, buddy.
Yo. You know what I'm doing.
So Sesha, you spin back around. About the time for you to be relieved. You go to look for Tamarisk and he's not there.
First thing I'm gonna do is ask Scrag if he's seen him.
Scrag is asleep.
I'm gonna
Wake
wake
him up if you want. Okay. Ah! Oh, Sesha, please don't scare me like that. Is everything okay?
Jeez. Have you seen Tamarisk?
And you look around, and Tamarisk, where are you headed?
I don't want to say. You know where I'm headed.
I have a sense. Message me really fast, just for confirmation.
Okay.
I think I know, but I want to be sure.
Get your butt back here, child.
And then we'll
Have your secrets.
reveal that. Okay.
Tamarisk's gone AWOL.
So
Runner.
you begin to look around, and off in the darkness to the north is a cloaked familiar shape that is sneaking off towards the abbey.
Yeah, huh. I'm gonna fly after him.
Okay.
Fair enough. And okay, so since like everything's on the table now, I am hauling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
What's
what happens?
your
You
speed?
roll a 9.
I got 35-foot walking speed.
70-foot dash. So we're going
I've
to
got a 50-foot flying speed.
we're still going to do a bit of some chases here. So I need both of you to roll acrobatics checks, please.
All right.
Okay.
3 of them each.
It's a 9 for my first one.
Okay.
18 for number 2.
Okay.
22 for number 3.
Okay.
16, 21, and 24.
So. Okay.
So, as you are hoofing it, literally, you're still a half a day on foot, a little less if you continue at this pace. But if you continue at this pace, we're rolling some con saves for exhaustion. To put that information out there, so something to think about. Sasha, you're clearly not being stealthy. So Tamara's make a perception check.
Right. We'll do. My passive is 17. Just putting that on the table. But this one is 21.
Oh, well, yeah. So either way. So you hear the sound of a familiar familiar wing on the air.
Okay. No problem. I stop running and I turn around, and my first concern is whether or not Saoirse's alone.
You look behind, and Saoirse's not alone because Scrag is behind her.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. I didn't want anybody hostile to be around.
Which is interesting because about a minute after him, a familiar badger begins to walk slowly towards the path.
Okay.
Axe in hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Elijah.
So I'm seeing all of this kind of unfold, and then I want to say to Saoirse, Saoirse, please, I need to do this. I promise this. I am not going to do anything rash. I just need to position myself in a way that I can have the option to do what needs to be done when it is time. But he is coming.
What?
Cover for me, please.
Tamarisk.
And then I start running.
Okay. And like Scrag right behind is just like, oh, well, we were supposed to do this together.
You hear Saoirse just growling in the scariest fucking growl that she can manage.
And after a few minutes, after Elijah catches up, a choice has been made then.
I don't know what he's doing. He's not against us. If he was, he would have attacked when I came after him.
You know what's interesting?
What's that?
Sort of he's definitely an interesting one, because I was sort of expecting him to wait and try to take that rapier and make a new hole for me.
I definitely considered it.
I'm sure he considered it. But
Inspiration for the both of you.
thank you.
Ridiculous. And if I'm being honest, I was really looking forward to the attempt.
It's not his way.
What is his way, Saoirse?
Tamarisk tries very hard to stay neutral as much as he can. He's very much a he's a believer that everyone is equal. He wants to make sure that he's in position to keep everything neutral.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Man.
Scar's just like,
I know.
And he just storms off.
Agreed. He has his own way of doing things. And there's not much any of us can do to stop him.
That's not true.
I mean, kind covered? Ah,
Hmm,
kind of.
that's interesting.
Here's exactly his plan.
No. No, you're
to
just
each their own, as they say.
you're just making sure everybody stays non-violent. It's fine. It's fine.
Sasha, I want you to understand something. I had every opportunity to slay him where he ran.
I know. And he knows that too.
I pray you're right. And he walks back as well, leaving you to your thoughts.
Saoirse's just going to stand there and think, Tamarisk, if you screw me over, I'm going to eat you while you're still alive.
Like a couple thousand yards away, Tamarisk feels a shudder, and he doesn't know why.
Yep.
Okay. I'm
So,
going to go and tell Scrag that now he has to take watch because Tamarisk decided to run away.
I just went to sleep.
I know.
And there's a
know.
tap on your shoulder, and Sandra goes, "I'll take watch."
Thank you, Sandra. And when we get back there, please tell your boyfriend I said he's an idiot.
He already knows.
She's gonna go to sleep.
And as the darkness of sleep takes you, as well as the rest of you, I imagine it to not be very restful at all. Because tomorrow, peace or oblivion. There are only a couple doors to walk through. But before we go, one last thing. Saoirse, as this typically dreamless sleep takes you, you find yourself in a familiar hovel back in Crow's Pine Grove. As Gran shakes you. I've been trying to contact you. Where have you been?
Things have changed a bit.
What?
Bill? God damn it. I had the thought. I refused to say it. God damn it. Anyway. The Unwanted are on their way to Redwall. And I'm with them.
All right. And then what?
What do you mean?
They're on the way to Redwall to do what?
To take down the gates.
Right? Okay. And you're helping them do that?
I am.
Okay. What's the plan?
The plan is to talk. The whole point of me and Scrag and previously Tamarisk being...
Scrag? That's a new name.
Did I not tell her about
You haven't talked to her at all.
Oh shit.
You have not reached out to her. You haven't
Oh,
talked to her.
Wait, no.
Not at
no.
all.
I reached out to her while I was at Skullkilar.
Not since you met up with the Unwanted, is what I mean.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Then I will
So she doesn't know
fill
anything.
her in. Okay. I will fill her in on everything.
Okay. Do you mention
including
Go ahead.
Everything.
Okay. Great aunts. I don't have sisters, Saoirse. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Shit!
Fucking called that. We called that shit from the moment they spoke.
I know. Yeah, well, I called that the abbot was a.
No, that's true too. We both got to
Everyone-
call something today. We never blindly trusted the abbot either, though. We went to go talk to him.
Couldn't
We
believe
were
I was
on the
like,
edge of hostile with the abbot, so like.
That's true. I was like,
I'm about to whoop somebody's ass.
That whole person's ready to go, so you can just beat on them.
So,
Okay,
did-
so I have
I
some
did-
ants to kill.
I did promise some reveals.
3.
I did.
One more to go. I cannot believe I've been waiting for you to insight check them the whole time, but I kind of
haven't
love.
before.
No, you have not.
Did I not?
I
No,
promise
God.
you.
we've been yelling at you to do it.
You have not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw you off your game, but I was like, oh my god, you must insight check them.
And here's the thing.
So good.
Truthfully, I think it's.
That made for a better story, honestly.
I 100%
It
agree.
really
did.
I don't
It
want you.
made for a
To,
great
I don't want
story.
you to feel like you fucked up. I think
No.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
I really do.
You
I
trust
really,
them told
really
a
do.
great story.
100%. 150%. That's why I was like,
I'm so excited to see what happens next.
Me
now.
too. Me too. So I was
kidding.
like, I gotta do one
Come
more.
on.
I gotta. You'll give me so many daggers. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give them back
It's
to you.
also
You know what
even better that Saoirse trusts them to begin with, because now Saoirse's angry.
I mean? Oh yeah.
I want to see that.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
next
yeah.
time, episode 13 of Eulalia 5-Year Red Wall Story. The time for reckoning is fucking here, everybody. So
What's so messed up is like, I get so involved in the role play that I forget to roll anything.
yep, I'm so sorry. I was like, they're gaslighting you so bad. Oh my god. Ah. They're fun to play though. They're so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Damn, that was fun.
Well, and
I have
sometimes
missed-
even if you were to roll, like the dice rolls can sometimes be just terrible. So
right.
definitely don't
Yeah,
feel bad.
Do not feel.
And that was
right.
the only reason that you saw me run away is because I rolled.
Because he rolled a 9.
Yeah, terrible.
Yep. Oh my god. I
Okay.
am not sleeping at all. I'm so stoked. Anyway.
Saoirse has some people to kill. Okay.
Man, let's see what happens. Oh,
Hammer
I forgot
shows
to
up, the
mention-
unwanted never show up. Huh.
I know, right? I forgot to mention one thing.
Saoirse just kills all of them. It's just like,
Yep.
wait a second.
Right before you went to bed, half red, half green.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Yes!
So we'll see how that manifests next time.
Wait,
so,
is it just her or everybody?
Just her.
Okay, cool.
Just Saoirse.
Does that mean the rest of us get to level up?
Not just. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. That
Do
was
I
good
get to
shit.
level up too?
Yeah, everybody.
Yes!
Tamarisk, you have just a ton of sending messages waiting for you.
Wait,
Like,
what level
okay.
are we now? I'm so confused.
We're about to be 5.
5.
So I've been walking around with a level 3 character this whole
Oh
time.
no!
Oh my god, I love you so much. I love you so much for that.
It's a vibe. It's a
That's a-
vibe.
That's a mood.
Sweet,
I-
sweet core.
I really don't want an ASI. Actually, I'm good.
Don't need that.
Hit points. It's all hit points.
Oh, that's too funny. But I will tell you that will definitely be likely the last level up until through the remainder of our games for together.
Fair enough.
So
Mhm.
plan well. But hey, at least you got another attack, some of you. Maybe you'll need it. I don't fucking know. Again, thank you all so much for being here. God, I love this story so much. It is many, many blessings. I could diatribe, but it is late. A little earlier than normal, but it was a good button to end on, and we have a lot of things to do next week. That's different from any other. Before we get out of here, you got to follow these fine, wonderful, super duper talented folks. And I'm going to start, since we ended with a bombshell, we'll start with you, Crystal.
Okay. Holy crap. I am dead. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sleeping either because holy shit. Okay. Hi. My name is Crystal Fear. You can find me at Crystal_Fear on Twitter and at Crystal Fear pretty much everywhere else. This Thursday, hashtag the Echoing Dark, our Inspector's actual play is over on twitch.tv/gildinglight. We are back for season 2, and we get to deal with this cult finally, because good gods, it's
the
been
season
way too long. So
Very cool.
Come follow us over there.
Very nice, very nice. Brits.
Oh, hi. I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet, and that is where you can find me. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. I am a TTRPG/variety streamer, and I do a bunch of stuff and things and all kinds of channels that are not my own as well. So make sure you're following me over my sister station, Rolling D's 20s. I'm the storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade, Philly by Night. We are off for one more week, and we will be coming back with our season premiere for our final season of Philly by Night. Not this Saturday, but the coming Saturday. So do come in for that. It's going to be wild. There's going to be shenanigans. This season is going to go out with a bang. And if you know me, you know some fuckery is going to happen. Also, make sure you're following Vancouver by Night. I am playing over there in a short campaign right now where I'm playing a Salubri private investigator, because, you know, a guy with 3 eyes being a private eye sounds amazing to me.
It does.
I love that.
And last but certainly not least, make sure you follow me for Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Wayward Revelry, a D&D 5e campaign DM'd by me.
Yeah.
Based in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, with my own shenanigans tossed in. It's a lot of fun. I have a wonderful cast over there. And there's more stuff to come. So keep an eye on my Twitter, more announcements. I got new character art for a character I'm going to be playing. It's dope. I can't wait till you see it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it for the thing that I think it is?
It might be.
Interesting. Speaking of art, the best of us. Lynn, who are you? Why don't people hire you more? They need to just bury you in commissions.
Because secretly I'm bad at promoting myself, that's why.
I feel this in my soul. I understand.
I tag Lynn on Twitter more than anybody else that I know. I'm just like, here. Anyway, what are you up to?
Hey, I'm Lynn, Gremlin art pretty much everywhere on socials. Next time you'll see me is tomorrow for Hexcrawl, a spy game on Follow Black Cats, where we are going to infiltrate a secret lab. Should be fun. And on Thursdays, alternating Thursdays, so next week you'll see me on the amphitheater back here for Blood In, Blood Out, or Blaze and Darken, which Deval is also part of, and it is Session 1 came in hot. Like, it is wild.
It's
So
wild.
good.
It's absolutely wild. Yes.
Oh
And then last thing is on Friday at 1 p.m. I'm taking part in the Roll for Solidarity for API Heritage Month. And I am going to be playing Kids on Bikes. on that.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That should be fun. We did a session through, and it is gonna be just a weird little group of kids. I'm very excited, and keep an eye out. There could be also maybe some vampire things in the future. We'll see.
Ooh, hashtag tease. Very nice. April.
Hey everyone, I am April. I play Nor, your clerical otter for this evening. You can find me all over the internet as April Raygun. I'm doing a bunch of things, so follow me online. But I do want to tell you one thing. Like Lynn, I'm also in the Roll for Solidarity that sponsors not only AAPI stuff, but 2 charities, a mental health and fresh food fund by Colored Girls Bike 2 and Black Love Resist and Rust, 2 Buffalo
Nice.
organizations, and Asian sisters participating in reaching excellence, Aspire and Buffalo. So definitely come and help us raise money for those 3 amazing fucking charities. There's over 43 creators of color, 7 panels, 3
Ridiculous.
one-shots,
So cool.
2 charities, and all of us brought together by one thing, raising money for an amazing cause for POCs all over the country. I will be there Saturday, May 28th at 1 p.m. playing some D&D with some really cool people. I don't know what I'm playing yet, but trust me, when I figure it out, it will be ridiculous.
We'll find out together. Yay. I love that. Bill. Nope.
You're muted.
Sorry. I was trying to come up with a really fun and cool like mnemonic device. So here we go. You ready?
No, but go ahead.
BILLAPH. Shit. Shit. That's not it. I'll keep working on it.
What?
But it's based.
Yes.
It's based on the Banana song.
Oh.
Yes.
By Katy Perry?
I don't know. I thought it was.
Are you
Remember
thinking of
Gwen
Gwen
Stefani?
Stefani?
Yes.
BANANAS.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
right.
Sorry.
But why were you spelling it like
The
be
shit
aggressive?
is Bananas.
Philadelphia. But I spelled it wrong because I don't know how to spell.
Oh, now I know how to spell your name.
Somebody please clip that. That was amazing.
So hold on.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
Anyway,
No.
if you can figure it out,
Tweet at Philadelphia.
BILLADLEPHIA.
No,
feel-
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I love that there's probably like a notepad like right below the camera where he's just
I have it written out and I still can't read it
it still
correctly.
didn't work. I
Anyway.
love that so much. That made me so happy.
So yeah, that is my Twitter handle. You can find me there. I have been on a bit of a shit posting tear over the past week or so. And yeah, if you like shit posting, that's a great place to do it. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that on Friday mornings I like to hang out with my morning co-pilot, PB Smitty, and essentially the contractual obligations that we have with each other is that one person will say some bullshit and then the other person has to legally say yes and essentially we just do that for about 50 minutes and then we have to go to
Like
work
50?
and stuff. So
Literally.
so yeah, come out. It is 7 a.m. on Fridays, and we start the weekend off right. Tired. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
Oh yeah, and I have been Jacob Plick, Duvalky Jacob on the internets. I use him pronounce, and I've been trying to run this game. Attempting. It was an attempt. No, it's been an honor and a pleasure, and we're not even close to done because we got a lot of things to do. I love this game so much. Anyway, this week is particularly different because tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Amphitheater. Fuel's Gaming Journey. Gonna keep plugging along some Pokemon Fire Red. We just kicked Lieutenant Surge's ass like it was gross. Geodude for life. Anyway, took care of that. Thursday will be a particularly interesting one because I'll be flying to Atlanta, doing MemoCon things. Also, still trying to be in Outcast Outclass that night. Then going to do a panel at MomoCon, so come see me if you're around. A bunch of panels Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll be around and probably running some games on Saturday. And who knows, maybe I'll be somewhere brand new on Sunday night that we might record over MomoCon. What could it be? Find out on the internets eventually. But as always, we like to remind you of the following statements: is that Black Lives Matter, stop AAPI hate, and frankly, there's a lot of reasons to hate right now. So don't do that. Trans rights are human rights. And just like, you know what? Abortion rights are human rights too. So maybe like if you got a uterus, that's cool. And if you don't, shut the fuck up. So that's
Agreed.
really simple. Shut the fuck up. And to steal a phrase from Somatic Games, when you can, choose love.
Okay.
Anyway, Bill.
Also, fuck racists, fuck bigots, fuck homophobes.
That's also true. That's very true. That is also true. So we're gonna go and hang out with Perseveroth, see what's happening. They're doing Pokemon stuff. Words are hard. See, why do people let me do this? Anyway, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow and next week and all the times. And appreciate you. Peace and love. Wiyowski. Bam.
Yeah, I think, we're good.